A lot of young people come to me with their resumes. I'll meet someone on Facebook, they'll send me their resume, I'll edit it and send it back to them, and they always say, wow, what did you do to my resume? Well, all I did with the resume is beef it up. And let me talk about how you beef up your resume. One of the first things that people do, young people, even adults do this, is in the objective, they'll say, my objective is just to get a job. No, that's where you put your vision. How do you see yourself in a company? If your objective is to get a job, what type of job? Why is it important? How can you add value? It could be 2 or 3 sentences. So that's very important because the objective is the thing that catches the person as they read it at the top, because they read it from the top to the bottom, although some people read from the bottom up. The other thing that is important about a resume is that you have to be prepared to at least write 2 or 3 different types of resumes. And one resume is the straight resume that has the objective, your experience, your education, some of the things you've done. I didn't do it in that particular order. But another resume that's really powerful is called a narrative resume. So when you talk about your experience, you actually list a bullet point and talk about the exact things that you did. For example, in my company, I do public relations work. So I might write, as a public relations specialist, I handle all media inquiries for my client as well as being the spokesperson for things that come up. I might also write that I also ghostwrite and write speeches for my clients. And then I might list an example of something great. For example, I did some speech writing for former President George W. Bush. And so I put there some key messages that I did just to impress the person. And so these are the things you put in a resume. The other thing that's really important in a resume is that you also list everything in chronological order. In other words, if you didn't work for 2 years, you need to put something in there that you did that would at least bridge the gap. Because if you don't put something in there like that, people will start to question that. So if you did something in 2010, 2009, and not something in 2007 that's work-related, maybe you traveled somewhere. Maybe you worked at a camp. Maybe you volunteered. That's still very important. That's what you have to put in there. The other thing that I think is really important, sometimes you'll see at the bottom references, people will put available upon request. That's okay. But to show that you're bold and you're different, why don't you go ahead and list 2 or 3 references of people who really can vouch for you? That'll show the person that's reading the resume that you're serious and you're willing to actually risk yourself out there early, and maybe they'll pick up the phone and make that call. Just make sure you tell the person you're doing that before you put their name down.